So Novak Djokovic and Lorenzo Musetti, they're facing off in the 4th round of the Roland Garros. Now, Djokovic has had a good run towards, although he hasn't played that many tough opponents, but he still has done well. He's not dropped more than 4 games per set. He hasn't dropped a set, and he's been playing lights out so far. He played against Sandgren, and he won that one in straight sets. He won 86% of first serve points, so impressive from him. He won 5 out of 11 break points, and also won 86% of first serve points, so impressive from him. He then played against Cuevas, and that one was actually tough. It wasn't easy. Actually, while the scoreline suggests otherwise, it was a tough match. Cuevas actually gave him a tight set, especially in the first one, and maybe the third one, but he managed to come through in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2, 6-4, in a relatively easy scoreline, and the scoreline that people would think was an easy match. In that match, he hit 10 aces, impressive, converted 5 out of 8 break points, so in that match, whenever he got chances, he took them. Against Berankis, he then won it in straight sets again. In that match, he didn't allow his opponent to have a break point, so his opponent didn't even get any chance to break, and that was the end of the story. He converted 6 out of 9 break points himself, so pretty impressive from him as well. And he also won 88% of first serve points, so impressive from him, and he hit 5 aces. Impressive from the world number 1. And now he's going to have his toughest test yet against Musetti here. Now, Musetti has also had an amazing run to the 4th round. In his first round match, he played against David Goffin, and he beat him in straight sets 6-0, 7-5, 7-6, which was one of his biggest wins to date. He had beaten Schwartzman earlier before, but he's one of his biggest wins to date there. He then played Nishioka. He beat him in straight sets as well, 7-5, 6-3, 6-2. In that match, he won 76% of first serve points, so pretty good. He then played Cecchinato, and he beat him in 5 sets. It was a 5-set thriller, and he hit a lot of good shots. He hit a lot of trick shots. He hit a lot of great shots. That one of them, I think, was even put as shot of the day, and even shot of the tournament, perhaps. He beat him in 5 sets, 3-6, 6-4, 6-3, 3-6, 6-3, sorry. And he played well in that match, and that was his first 5-set match, and now he gets to play the world number 1, which will be a great experience for him. Now, these two opponents, they've never met, so they have a 0-0 head-to-head. So, I think that Musetti can trouble the world number 1. He has the variety to be able to trouble him a little. It's not going to be a lot, but he can trouble him a little. I think he can maybe push him in one of the sets, maybe make 2 of the sets tight. I think, though, the world number 1 will come through in straight sets. He's been playing really well. He's really been lights out this tournament. I don't see anything changing. So I'm going to pick him. It's going to be probably tight a couple of the sets, but Djokovic in straight sets is my prediction. So Rafael Nadal and Jannik Sinner, they're facing off in the 4th round of Roland Garros. Now, Nadal, he's played really well in this tournament. His first opponent was against Popyrin, and that was a really tight test because Popyrin could have very well taken the second set. He had 2 set points, but he double faulted on one. He mishit an easy smash on the other, and I guess that was partly nerves, but also Nadal is definitely a mental beast. He's very good. He's very clutch, and he managed to come through that encounter in straight sets, 6-3, 6-2, 7-6. In that match, he hit 7 aces, 181% of first serve points. Pretty impressive from him. In his second round match against Gasquet, he beat him in straight sets 6-0, 7-5, 6-2. In that match, he won 84% of first serve points. And in that match, once again, it was a tight second set. Sorry, well, it was a tight... One of the sets were tight. The other one was a tight third set. This one was a tight second set. But the bottom line is one of the sets were tight. Gasquet pushed one of the greatest clay court players, or the greatest clay court player. He pushed him in that second set, but Nadal managed to come through it. In his third round match against Norrie, he beat him 6-3, 6-3, 6-3. And in that match, he hit 3 aces. Not the most aces count, but it still is a couple aces. He's not really an ace machine, so he's not expected to hit so many aces. He gets to play Sinner now in the 4th round, who has had some impressive victories. Now, Sinner hasn't been at his best form, but he definitely has gained more experience. So, and that will be valuable definitely against playing Rafa. because he actually versed him last year, and Nadal actually won that. In the first set was really tight. He pushed him in that first set, but couldn't really get to win the other sets. But he did push him in that first set, so it's going to be a key to see, can he do a little better than that? Has he learned from that? Which he probably has, because he's made headway since then. His first opponent was against Heber. He beat him in 5 sets. He had to save a match point in that 4th set. He beat him 6-1, 4-6, 6-7, 7-5, 6-4. He had to save a match point in the 4th set because Heber had match point in that 4th set, but Sinner was clutch. He's a clutch guy, and he managed to save it, and we win it in 5 sets. In that match, he converted 8 out of 10 break points. So he got many chances, and he took a lot of those chances. In the second round match, he played against fellow countryman Major. He beat him in 4 sets, 6-1, 7-5, 3-6, 6-3. In that match, he hit 8 aces, so pretty good, and he did well in that. He wasn't at his best, just like his first match. He wasn't at his brilliant best against Major, but he managed to come through it. In his 3rd round match against Ymer, he beat him in straight sets, so a little bit of a better performance. He still wasn't at his brilliant best, but he beat Ymer in the 3rd round, 6-1, 7-5, 6-3. And now he gets to play Nadal in the 4th round. Now, these two players, they're facing off for the 2nd time at this event. They've only met once ever, and that one time came last year where Sinner was a surprise quarterfinalist. That was the one time that they've met. They have not met at all before. That was the only time they met. And Rafa won that one in straight sets, 7-6, 6-4, 6-1. Those first 2 sets were tight. Sinner definitely pushed Nadal in those first 2 sets. But the 3rd set, I guess, was hampered a little bit by nerves from Sinner. He didn't manage to win it, but still, Nadal, he did really push him. We're going to see if he can do better. So, concerning my prediction, I think that Sinner will win. I think that Nadal will win this. I don't think that Sinner will win, because number one, he hasn't been at his best, but one suspects that he's getting better every one round, and one suspects that he's probably going to lift his level when it comes to facing Rafa. He knows that he has to be that even when he's at his best, it's going to be hard to beat him. So he knows that he's going to want to raise his level if he has a chance. So I think it's going to be 4 sets. It's going to be a 4-set match. I have a feeling it's going to be 5 sets, but I'm going to pick it to be 4 sets. And I think that Nadal will win this, but I think it's going to be a 4-set match. But I think that Nadal will get this one done in 4 tight sets, because Sinner has definitely improved since the last time they faced, and he's definitely done a lot of good things since then. He's accomplished a lot since then. So I don't think it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be 4 sets, but I'm going to pick the experience of Nadal to win this in a 4-set match. So Diego Schwartzman and Juan Leonard Struff, they're facing off in the 4th round of Roland Garros. Schwartzman had not been in good form this year. He had a lot of early losses. He had not won a Masters 1000 match. He lost early in Rome, in Madrid, and in Monte Carlo as well. And while he had won a tournament in his local Argentina before that, he had lost early in a lot of other tournaments, especially the clay court ones, which we know he could do well at. In Lyon, he lost to Richard Gasquet. But in this tournament, he seems to have picked up his form, although admittedly, his path wasn't so hard, but still, it's pretty impressive from him. He has had a lot of good wins in this tournament. His first opponent was Lou. He defeated him in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2, 6-3. Against Bedene, he beat him in straight sets as well, 6-4, 6-2, 6-4. In the first round match, he converted 8 out of 12 break points, so impressive from him because he took most of his chances. Against Bedene, he also converted half of his chances, so not the best, but still okay. Against Kohlschreiber, he defeated him in straight sets as well, 6-4, 6-2, 6-1. So he is playing better, and he seems to have lifted his form in Paris. We'll see if he can beat Struff here. Now, his opponent Struff has also had an amazing tournament. He has had some ups and downs in form. He made the semifinals of the ATP Cup, and he made his first tour level final in Munich. He lost to Basilashvili in 2 tight sets. And in this tournament, he seems to have done really well. He's matched his career best result here. His career best result was a 4th round appearance here in 2019, and he has matched that with a couple of great wins. He defeated Andrei Rublev in 5 sets. He managed to escape what was a comeback by Rublev. Rublev attempted a comeback, but he managed to close out and attempted the comeback by Rublev. He beat him 6-3, 7-6, 4-6, 3-6, 6-4. In that match, he hit 25 aces. Really impressive from Struff. He then played against Bagnis. He beat him straight sets, which was tight sets, but he beat him 7-5, 7-6, 6-4. In that match, he served 15 aces, won 81% of first serve points, so pretty impressive by Struff. Against Alcaraz, he beat him in straight sets, 6-4, 7-6, 6-2. In that match, he won 84% of first serve points and hit 10 aces. So he's been pretty impressive this tournament. In this tournament alone, he's hit 50 aces over the past 3 rounds. So pretty impressive for him. And now he's going to get to take on Diego Schwartzman, which will be tough because not many people can beat Schwartzman when he's at his best. Even the very best struggle with him. Even though Schwartzman may have some disadvantages, even the very best struggle with him when he's on form. Now, they have met before. They've met twice. And they have a 1-0 head-to-head tied. They met in Monte Carlo in their only clay court meeting. Diego Schwartzman thrashed Struff in their match for the loss of only 3 games. In the Davis Cup, Struff won that one in straight sets and avenging his defeat. So my prediction, I think that Schwartzman will win. I think that he's really playing well and he's really lifted his form here in Paris. Struff has played really well too, but I think that Schwartzman really impressed me with his 3 wins. He really looks like he's gotten back some of his good form of 2020. So I'm going to pick Schwartzman. I think it's going to be 4 sets because both players are playing really well. So I'm going to pick it to go to a 4. But I think Schwartzman can do it. I'm going to pick Schwartzman to win this in a 4-set match.